Hello everybody, and welcome to another video for Gun Gamers Productions. I'm Eric.
I'm Kyle.
And today we're talking about our ever-expanding rental options for Gun Gamers Productions.
Yeah, it occurred to us we never actually made a video explaining the rental option that we're doing, and we're like, oh, we should probably tell somebody about this.
Yeah, now full disclosure, first things first, not everything you see on this table is a rental gun. They're just examples of the types of classes that we're renting. This is, however, a rental rifle.
Yep.
And that's that's probably a good place to start, right?
Yeah, start with that.
So let's start off with what we're renting out as like a basic player package.
Yeah.
Because we saw a need for people who want to try something other than an open play as maybe one of their earlier experiences for airsoft.
Correct.
And we wanted to have the option for people to come in and be like, you know, I haven't done a ton of other games, but I want to try this because it sounds like an interesting way to play, and maybe the open play isn't even what they're looking for.
Yep.
But before they commit to buying a ton of stuff, okay, first, we want you to be able to rent enough equipment to be able to play competitively on the field with people who are more experienced in our 12-hour format.
Correct. And it's obviously the people who are newer, like you said, who haven't gotten into it, but also if you've been playing for a little while and you have a friend, but you don't have enough extra equipment where you could just be like, hey, I'm going to kit you with everything you need to play this game. That's what this core rifleman package, that's exactly what this is designed around.
Or let's say you're traveling and it's difficult to bring a lot of equipment.
Correct.
And maybe you could rent.
Say you want to fly in for an event.
Yep.
And you don't want to deal with all the hassle of dealing with the TSA and or maybe extra baggage fees or something like that. You can just show up and you can have a complete setup ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
And we designed everything at every tier that we have for all this rental. It's all designed to be 100% competitive with the most competitive players. We're not like, oh, you're just a rental, we're giving you an underpowered, undertuned, whatever. No. Everything we have is sitting right up on our limits, designed to hop the ammo that we're providing at the furthest range, so you are right up there with everyone else.
Yes, and we also include with the basic rifle rental package, we also include a vest, we include mid-capacity magazines, we include a speed loader, we include eye and or face protection.
Yep.
We include everything you need to play, dead rag, radio.
Yep.
It's a full rental. Even, your containers for water and the load-bearing equipment to carry everything.
Like literally everything. You just need to have like shoes and clothes and you're pretty much good to play.
Yeah, so that's our goal with our rental fleet, is that if you're coming out, you can rent everything you need to play the 12-hour game except for the clothes on your back and the food you're going to eat and the shoes you're going to wear.
Yeah, pretty much. And also for this, especially for the core ones, we design these so that players have them and they're functional all the way through the night portion. Mm-hmm. And how we did that is because obviously night vision is very expensive. People don't want to be responsible with managing that.
But you can rent night vision from our partners at Amped Airsoft.
If you want to rent night vision, they got night vision. But if you just want to rent the player package, we've got a light on here, and then also we've got a tracer on here, so you can fully interact all the way through our entire game, and you're not shortchanged all of a sudden when the sun goes down and you're like, oh, I don't have a red dot, I don't have a flashlight, I don't have a tracer, I'm just stumbling in the dark.
Yeah.
No. You're competitive all the way through our events, and that was the goal with this core rental package.
Yeah. So this particular rifle is like actually a pretty nice classic Army.
It is.
Their sport lines are way nicer than they used to be.
Oh my God.
But these are guns that we know are going to last throughout the entire game, that shoot pretty well. Obviously everyone's going to have their super duper tailored, normal, like crazy guns that they prefer over anything that we're going to rent out, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But the rentals will 100% work, and we do have backup guns as well, so if you have a rental go down, you're not SOL. We have a backup gun kitted out the same way, ready to hand off so that you can still keep playing.
Correct. And that's the core rental package, which we're the most excited about, is that one, because we think that's really cool. But then also we decided we wanted to do some specialty classes, which we do have these for attrition, which first is probably we have an LMG.
Yeah, so God, people are gonna be real disappointed. I'll be honest with you. If someone did want to rent this out for the going rate, I would probably rent it out. But so LMG is one of those classes, especially, LMG or MMG, I'm just going to talk about them together.
Yeah.
Machine guns in general are the class that really does the bulk of the shooting for your squad. They're the class that you want on your side when you're trying to take a position or defend a position. They output the most BBs, they keep heads down, they make it easier for everyone else to maneuver and do their job. So when you see a squad come out and they don't have any form of machine gun, that kind of sucks. So we do have a couple of machine guns in inventory that we are going to be loaning out, and same deal as with the rifles. If your machine gun goes down, we have another machine gun to hand out. So basically you're renting 2 machine guns potentially. Maybe 3 if we get really unlucky.
Let's hope not. But there is a big difference between the core player package and the machine guns, and that the machine guns are just the machine guns.
Yes. When you rent a specialty weapons package, you're basically just renting that gun with the setups to make it work. So, the gun, the batteries, and the magazines, you're renting those. But you're not getting the whole load-bearing equipment and everything like that. The whole point, though, is that while it can be very expensive to outfit a light machine gun or a medium machine gun to the specs needed for a game, it can be a little bit cheaper if, say, hey, our squad's going to this, nobody has a functional machine gun right now, maybe a squad could all pitch in together to rent a machine gun.
Correct.
Because then you might have it's $10 each, and then we have a machine gun for the game.
Exactly. And also because it's really, if you're going to be running machine gun or any of the other specialty roles, when you're starting in airsoft, you should start with a rifleman class, and then you should be stepping up to the higher classes. So you should be at a point in airsoft where you have your core eye protection, you have your uniform, you probably have some type of gear, even some basic Condor stuff. You're not at a point where I've played airsoft once, let me take the machine gun. No, because you'll be filled with regret.
Because it'll be heavy, and it's a gun that takes a lot of abuse and takes a lot of specialty to get used to. So hopefully this is one of those things where you see this and you're like, oh well, maybe I've never run a machine gun, and you know what? Maybe you've never run a machine gun before, and you want to.
It's a perfect way to be able to try one out, especially with the price of what AEG LMGs are going for these days. Yeah, it's a great way to say, am I going to like running a machine gun? Yes. You can rent it out, you can try it and say, hey, I really like this. Yeah, I do want to invest in one or not, because honestly, building a machine gun loadout nowadays, it's expensive.
Yeah, it is expensive, and that kind of sucks. So we're hopeful to be able to offer that intermediate option of, well, no one in my squad has a machine gun, so let's rent one.
Yep.
And we have the LMG, which is our machine gun class with no minimum engagement distance for full auto. Yep. Just can't, clear buildings with it. But then we also have the MMG class, which does have a 50-foot minimum engagement distance.
Correct.
But it gains the extra range due to the energy boost, and the MMGs that we're running out are all tuned to that boosted energy limit. And that means that you will get the most advantage you can out of these classes, because they're going to be tuned to run all day and run all day at the limits they're set to. And you will have backup guns if the rental goes down. You don't have to pay for the backup gun. You rented the slot to have a gun for the day.
Correct. And then we're also upcoming for attrition. We're going to have a sniper class. It is not going to be this classy old school sniper rifle. It's actually going to be something significantly better. We have an SRS Silverback that will be out for rental, which is really cool. It's outfitted with a great scope. I use it, it's my personal rifle that we're going to be renting out. Yep. And I'm really excited for anyone who wants to try and rent it, because it's a precision shooter. And if you haven't tried sniping, but you want to give it a go, it's a great way to try it out.
Yeah. And the other thing too that I like about the rental with the sniper rifle is that sniper rifles are difficult to build to a high standard.
They are.
Now, obviously, Navrich and a few other brands like Silverback, they are coming out with more and more out-of-the-box better sniper rifles, but those are expensive then, and if you don't want to drop the cash...
Yep, it's an easy way to try it out without buying something like this, spending $100, $150 on a sniper and having it shoot no further than the rifleman class, and you're just going to be salty about it the whole day. Instead, you get a precision-tuned gun that's going to work exactly the way that you want it to.
Yes, and with the backup in case it breaks.
And with the backup in case it breaks. And then also, it won't be available for attrition, but we are looking into the option of having a tag and grenade launcher set up, which would be a rental for the ML36 plus the full cap of launchables, which is 12 launchables. So you are fully set up for launchables for the entire day, all is one package. You don't need to have anything tag in to be able to run tag-ins that way. Obviously, it's going to depend if the field allows tag-ins and what the availability of tag-ins are at the time when we go to do it, because they've been hit or miss on their imports recently. But if you're interested in that, please let us know, and that way we can make sure it's available for the next game that we will be having next year.
Yeah, and we're not going to be offering any rentals for anything that we don't have.
Correct.
So don't worry, if you have a rental slot available that you can purchase on your ticket add-ons, that means we have one for you.
Correct. We make sure we not only have one on tap, but we have a backup before we rent the first one. So that way it's not like, oh no, a bunch of people rented machine guns and we don't have any. That's not going to happen.
No, we have pretty tight inventory tracking with this because we don't want to lose stuff and we don't want you to not have stuff that you paid for.
Exactly. But we think it's a cool thing because nobody really offers it, because there's always been the classic field rentals of the really cheap guns that are barely held together. They're just...
Yeah, they're not fully outfitted, and you never feel like you get a competitive play experience, especially because a lot of fields, they'll only sell you the rentals and then they'll just give you a bottle of whatever BBs, but you don't really get the same ballistic performance then because you're shooting 2 5s or 2s.
Yep.
Everyone else on the field is shooting 2 8s or 3 2s.
Yep.
Whereas, for this, it's you get the same ammo as everybody else with your rental, but that's because everybody gets the same ammo and it's all 2 8s or 4s.
Yeah, and it's not just $100, the cheapest gun they have with the factory high cap, and then that's it, and they give you, it's a totally different level of experience.
Yeah, we do have everything that you need. Mid caps, Odin. Having the Odin loader is just really nice. Everyone's gonna be spoiled by having the Odin loader with their first rental.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely.
You kids don't know how easy you have it.
Back in my day.
But yeah, we are very excited. I like the idea of being able to offer all these different ways for people to try these things out, play these different roles, support their squad with these different specialty roles.
Yep.
And the collaboration that can go on with this stuff is, I think, going to be a lot of fun for players to play around with.
I think really the biggest thing, though, you're right, is renting the specialty classes as a group by hey, we've got a bunch of guys, but we don't have any machine guns. Boom. $10 a person for a squad. You got 10 guys show up, and then all of a sudden you got a machine gun, and you got that huge fire superiority gain, and it's just it's a great thing to have.
Yeah. So we think that's going to be really cool, and we're looking forward to seeing if you guys want it or want to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, everything is subject to how you guys respond to it. So if you don't like it, then I guess it won't continue. But if you do like it, then we'll expand the fleet.
Yep.
I think that
I think that probably covers it. Yeah. So I've been Kyle.
I've been Eric, and thank you once again for watching. On behalf of Gun Gamers Productions. All the info down in the description. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff. But thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video, and hopefully in attrition. Peace.
Thank you for watching, and thank you to the industry partners of Gun Gamers Productions. If you'd like to learn more about our games, be sure to check out our website or find us on social media.